Hi, I'm Tyler Locker, driver of the number 418 Blood Eagle four-cylinder.
And I'm Cale Maben, driver of the number 17 Legend car.
And I'm Levi Morris, driver of the M80 Legend car.
Heyo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here for another weekend, another episode in the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. I'm here with my two buddies, Cal and Levi. What's going on, guys?
Oh, not much, man. Just got back from a long weekend. We left out Friday and went to Eldora for the dirt late model dream over there. And Friday we got a little bit of racing in, then the rain came and canceled it until Saturday. So they got that portion of the Friday night show in, and they got all of the Saturday show in, and then they went into the main event, the A main, and got 14 laps, and it just started pouring. So they canceled it, and they're gonna do it on September 7th. Finish it out the weekend of the World 100. But it was a fun weekend. Just
Was it worth it?
it was a lot of rain. Oh heck yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, would you much rather go to the Dream or come up here and meet me?
Those
Uh,
phone calls.
um,
That's all right. We all know the answer. Obviously, to
nah,
come
I'm
up
just
here.
messing with
So
you.
I mean,
Nah, yeah, I want to come up there and meet Tyler. I'll be up there October 1st, right?
that's right. That's right.
Come up for the big wedding.
Yep, that's it.
Heck yeah.
But what's
Yeah.
how did your weekend go, Levi?
Went pretty good for the most part. Well, take that back. Let me rephrase it. It went good as far as the racing went to the extent, but the weekend kind of started as a nightmare. As soon as I got off work on Friday, started working on the car, and lo and behold, well, we already knew going into the weekend that the brake master cylinder I had installed went bad on us. Um, so we had two spares that I was going to try to fix. Well, lo and behold, neither one of them worked. So here I was at 10:30 on Friday night meeting Hunter to get a new brake master cylinder. Go back in, pretty much look at the car, get it cleaned up as much as I can. I was like, I gotta go to bed. It's like I've been at it since 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm not, can't do it 24 hours this time. So got up early next morning, started installing it on, got it all done. By the time we finally got the brakes to finally start getting building pressure and all that, I had enough time to wash the car, get it in the trailer, and that we had to hit the road. If we would
So,
have been any
so
later, we would
what?
have.
So you know what I got out of all that?
What?
Don't wait till the last second. Why'd you wait
Making
so long?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
waited all week.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Monday through Thursday was a scratch, but hey, Friday we decided we're gonna think we're gonna work on the car. So that's something I would say.
Yeah. Well,
That's some stuff
I
I
would
would
have.
say.
Yeah, I would have done it on all the things, but every other evening I had this week was pretty much booked up. That was Friday was the first actual chance I had to work on the car, and it nearly bit me in the hind end. I'll admit that.
Thanks to Southern Ohio Speed,
Yeah,
Hunter Tolliver, man, he bailed you out again.
yep, that's the twice now he's had to do that.
It's
But
all right.
I don't know. Nonetheless, going into the race, and we had a makeup feature from back towards the end of May. Uh, I didn't do so well going into that event, so I was staged towards the back, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to save this thing because come into hot laps and qualify, I actually got seventh quick overall, so that meant I had a really nice starting position in one of the features. I was like, I am not taking my chance junking this car in a makeup feature when I have the chance at a really good starting spot in another feature. So I drove the car a little. I'll admit I drove it a little too conservatively just to keep myself clear of any trouble and I think I finished about mid towards back of the pack in that feature. Then going into the actual scheduled feature for yesterday, we started. I started outside second row and off the start. Next thing I know, started having ignition troubles again. So I pretty much had to limp that whole race with the engine cutting in and out all throughout the track. But somehow managed to get the screaming banshee home in sixth.
Good
Nice,
job.
nice.
Which we'll have to. We've already got kind of an idea. I was talking around to some of the other guys that have experience with that engine I've got, and they're all telling me it's the blue plate that's on the back of the engine. Now, there's that or the red box is the only two things I've got left that I have not replaced since I got that new motor. And luckily, we have 2 stator plates. I've got one with me. If not, I can run up to the race shop real quick and grab a second one off my spare motor, and we just throw that in and hope for the best. I've got 2 shows coming up this week. I've got a midweek show Wednesday at Atomic, racing with the All-Star Circuit of Champions during the Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Then back to Brush Creek on Saturday. So we're hoping we're finally getting over the hurdles of an engine change over the engine changeover and getting the thing fully running as it should every week.
Yeah, well, I can tell you what. I got
Nice.
one. I got one thing to say to you. I think me and Cal both. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, we're just
We're
proud of you.
we're so proud of you.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
uh,
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Now, and now having a midweek show. I mean, you're gonna have to get hard at it here. These next 2 days.
Oh yeah. I've already pretty much made sure the next 2 days are completely open for me to do that work. My game plan is to get that. Well, luckily, like I didn't think it had it at first, but luckily there's actually an observation plate that I can just drill 2 rivets out, and I can take a whole plate out of my front firewall that lets me have access right to the stator plate. So luckily we don't have to pull my motor. We can do all the changing from right there where it sits in my garage. But my game plan is to have it completely up and ready on Monday, and then Tuesday just go over everything, comb over everything, do some final tests on it. And then Wednesday, when it comes to race day, I literally get off work, have to book it home. We're actually going to have the car and everything loaded that day because I literally have enough time to park my car, change into the clothes I wear under my race suit, and then get in the truck and go to the track.
Yeah.
We gotta. So it's going to be a fun day, but it's going to be a long day.
Now,
But
see, well, Lernerville has like a like what Thursday nights. Sometimes they'll have us up there like on Thursday nights. But now do you guys still get a good car count down there? Like in a midweek show.
it really depends. One of the big things I've always noticed around the area when it comes to the legend cars, is it a points race, is it a paid race, or is it just a fun race? And usually, like my prior experiences, if it's just a non-sanctioned, just an open race midweek, there's almost nobody that shows up. But with it being a points race, I'd say there would be a healthy amount, at least over 10, would be my guess.
Yeah, that's not bad
Um,
for like a midweek show.
yeah,
That's
Nah, I wish I could go.
but usually at Atomic, we've been up over 20, but those were on Friday and Saturday, so
yeah.
we're
Hopefully this
kind of.
time. Is this your guys' first time back there after they uh pulled that crap with you
Yeah.
guys?
Yep, it's
Well,
first
Yep.
time back.
yeah. Let's hope it's a
But
decent
oh
show.
well, I was gonna say someone within the crew must be batting for us because they actually dropped late models and kept us.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, they were supposed to be running steel block late models, and they said there was supposed to have been 4 classes. But they said due to time restraints, they had to drop one class, so they opted to drop the steel block late models, and they kept us.
I'm surprised they didn't take them on and then have you guys come and then just cut you guys short.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
That's a
But either way, it's going to be if all things go well, it might actually be a pretty quick night. It's as like I said with the dropped class, there's only 3 of us, so it's the All Star Sprints. I believe it's Sport Mods and then us, which we don't know the actual rundown of who's running where just yet. Steven will probably make that announcement in the next couple of days about what the running orders, or kind of have like a rundown or anything for us on running order. If not, we'll find out when we get there. Play
yeah.
it by ear.
Yeah. Sounds like you had a good weekend, decent weekend though, after you got the brake stuff squared away. So that's
Yeah,
good.
it was
Yeah, we're
definitely a fun. Like I got to say, I wish the car would have kept up like it did, cause when I was in hot laps where we do our qualifying, that it felt super slow, but it turned out it was on a rail. I mean, I beat my previous best time at Brush Creek by over a second on the lap. I was usually up until yesterday, I was usually running like anywhere from 19.1s to 19.3s or fours. Um, just couldn't figure it out. Couldn't the car always wanted to push, was always pushing hard, so we made a couple tweaks on it between Tuesday and Friday and Saturday, and lo and behold, it what I did to it, it worked, and I ran an 18.194.
Yeah, I know. I know you've been doing some changes with some spring changes and some other adjustments and stuff like that. So, yeah, it seems like it paid off, and that's good that you got a good qualifying effort out of 22 cars. Qualifying seventh, that's good, man. We're proud of you, right, Tyler?
Right, we're
Yeah,
proud. And if
yeah, yeah.
anyone wants to know, since Levi took a second off his time, what his setup is, just click the link down in the description. It's going to take you right to his setup. And
Yeah.
Well,
nah, that's good. I'm glad. Hey, man, you gotta.
Yeah,
That's what you gotta do. You gotta make the changes
yeah,
and just keep
drive
getting better.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, well, the big thing it is I took a gamble because it's realistically that is all that I've just been changing lately is just spring weights, just trying to find out what's trying to get the car to do more of what I want it to do, and luckily that's we've been going the right direction with that. I don't know, I'm a little hesitant to go a little bit further with the spring change I made, just because I don't I because what was funny is the guy that recommended said, okay, all you got to do is take it to just keep going and keep going until you spin out or something like that. It's like I don't necessarily know if I want to do that because there's usually about 4 or 5 cars that are freight training behind me that cannot stop, and I'm like, I don't want to take a chance on a gamble getting ran
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. Well, just out qualify them, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, yeah, but well, I don't know. I'll get another week because the track. I'll give the current one another go because the track they had some trouble getting it ready. It was a little bit rougher than usual, but we knew that going in. Like they just had some weather issues and prep issues trying to get it ready. So the track state changed dramatically from what hot laps was to what the features were. It was real. It was the usual smooth brush creek in hot laps. It's a little bit dustier than usual, but all the moisture was kind of trapped in the ground. But as it went on, that moisture started working itself up, and that track started getting slicker and slicker and slicker and slicker, and it got to be a little bit. It was a little bit of a fight at the end trying to get the car to go where I wanted it to. Eventually, I found there was like a kind of like a little bit of a groove right in between, right before you hit where a cushion was forming and where everyone else was running. There's just a little bit more grip there, and pretty much I just put my right wheel there and let it take me around the track.
Yeah. Now,
Nice.
I only want to touch on it briefly, because I have mentioned this before in the podcast, but I want to ask you guys. Have you guys because just to explain, so I saw one of the local tracks here ended up dropping a class. Believe it or not, it was the super lates because of the car count. Not enough.
Really,
Yes. Are you guys seeing a drop in car count down there?
Uh,
the biggest one I see right now is sport mods, and
yeah.
there's a whole. I don't think it's necessarily cost is the issue with them. It's actually what we were talking about in a previous episode where that new USMPA came in, which is a new a sanctioning body for a lot of the local tracks for sport mods. The problem is now is almost every track in our region has the exact same rules for sport mods. So now you don't have your people that are building a car for one track. They can literally build one car and go to any track, and it's kind of people are moving around a little bit
Well,
more. We've
that's the
seen,
way it should be.
yeah, but to the same extent, it's hurt the numbers at some of the tracks we've seen. Now the big name track, like the ones that are like nationally known tracks, their numbers have kind of gone up because now people can take their cars there. But
Well, that's
some of
that.
the other
I
ones that,
wouldn't think so because anyone could build a car for there. You could have built a car for there. There was
yeah,
nothing stopping you. You know what I mean?
Well, another problem is they're all racing on the same night,
yeah, that too.
pretty much.
Yeah, we that was something else we noticed is like whenever there's like a Friday race, Saturday race, Sunday race, the numbers go up because now they're going around to they have more options. See, that's another thing that hurts that too with everyone being on the same rule package is everyone wants to run on the same night
Yeah. I mean that's
around
it.
here,
Well, I mean that's just business with tracks.
yeah,
Trying to get the
it
car
Right.
is.
count, trying to get the people.
That
I mean, it's just business.
oh yeah, it's definitely business, but to me it's kind of funny that we have 3 tracks within a half-hour bubble that all run on a Saturday night. They pretty much
Saturday
all
night.
run Saturday night at the same time.
That's crazy. Yeah, within a half hour, that's pretty
Yep.
crazy. Normally they try to work together. One will be excuse me, one will be Friday, one will be Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't. Just talking to a handful of guys. I know a few guys have taken a break, but I don't know if the up here the late model them dropping that class. They don't run them every week. Um, I think that was one of the reasons. And then when they do run them, they don't get the count for them. So
Gotcha.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you know
that
what I'm
makes
saying. It
sense.
was it was more of a, but to say that the uh I don't know how to put it, but there has definitely been a drop. I have seen for sure. The last 2 weeks at two racetracks here. I don't know how many there was there last night. Um, between both tracks, there was a total of 16 four-cylinders, eight apiece, and there was a handful, maybe pure stocks, street stocks, and there wasn't many in a one track is quite concerned. The other one, it doesn't. They ain't really gonna bother them. They just had that was Marion Center. They had the World of Outlaws there, so they made their money for the next couple months. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's all. That's all I saw. But man, I tell you what, the talk going around is crazy. But yeah, no, I was curious if it was the same down there or not. But I
No,
mean,
I
it, go ahead, Levi.
I was gonna say, as a whole, it's actually still thriving pretty well down here. Like honestly, it's you. Most of the tracks that I'm at, it's usually pits are decently full and
Man,
pretty
that's
good
odd.
car counts.
That is odd. That's crazy. Because I mean, well, not saying nothing about down your guys' way. It's just um, I mean, up here we have. Well, how many classes you guys run tonight? Three.
Um,
Some
three,
tracks
four.
run 4. Yeah.
We were at one track uh one week and they ran six.
Well, that's what That's what up here what they normally run, five or six. I mean, I'm thinking
Yeah,
that has something to do with it too. Just
yeah.
it's the
It
same thing as all the tracks you have down there. There's more. There's a widespread. Um. Uh. There's a widespread. I'm sorry. I got distracted. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's more
we have
places, more
Yeah.
options.
yeah.
There's more options that you could go to. So that's
There's more
Yeah.
options, but we as a whole we generally have fewer options on the weekend fewer options from week to week of classes to run. Now you have your specials or touring series that come in, but I would say mostly around our area, a staple week to week vehicle is going to be a sport mod. A lot of them are UMP modifieds, and then some form of late model or sprint car is the usual week to week class. And then like at Brush Creek, almost every time they run, they've got the legend cars, and they've got a Crown Vic class there too. Florence picked up Crown Vics, and I think Circle City runs them on occasion. So that's another newer class that's kind of getting a small little boom in our area. But I we yeah, I would say that has a lot to play with it. It's just the smaller, the fewer class options kind of makes people pick one of the staples.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree.
Because we like when we talk about like the touring series, we have some that kind of creep into our area a little bit. Um, for the first time in our area in a long time, the USAC wingless or the USAC Sprint series. I can't say wingless, so I'll get beat for that one. But the USAC Amsoil series made
So
their
just
way
so you
down
know,
one
I'm gonna
time.
edit out that the correction you made. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
edit
yeah,
that out so then you do
yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
Well,
good. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Cole told me that was talking to me about that is like to a lot of people that follow the USAC Amsoil, that is a sprint car, and like the All Stars and the um, World of Outlaws are winged sprint cars rather than what we all say around here. It's either a winged or wingless. There isn't a wingless sprint car. There's only a wing.
Oh, huh.
But not, nonetheless, like we have that series that made their way down our way, but they kind of usually when it comes to Ohio, they mainly only touch Eldora, but we have them that's starting to come this way. There's a super stock series that's kind of getting a little bit of growth in the eastern, like from central to eastern Kentucky, that's kind of making its way here. We have one track that runs mini stocks on occasion, and honestly, that's really all that we see kind of coming this way. Crate late models haven't really gotten this far. The only track that I know on a regular basis that runs them is Florence, but other than that, it's either steel block or supers.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotcha. That's what. I mean, eventually it's gonna get to like the 4 class mark. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah.
up here, uh, if you mean the pure stocks, pro stocks, they got a decent car count. But I don't think it will hold. I think it's gonna, I know they try to rush stock car series up here, and it's not. That's a crate class for like pure stocks. And I mean,
That,
great
that's
idea.
your uncle racing
Yeah,
again.
and it's not gonna last. I think there's 2 of them. But
Really, that's
what's
it.
funny is it's a 2 that I help. Well, I don't want to say help build. I just did the welding on it, but I welded the chassis together. They cut it, mocked it all up, and then I'd weld it during the week. But it's the 2 cars that I ended up doing. They yeah, that's all I got. So
Wow.
a great idea. That's the best way to keep costs down.
See, that's one of the reasons why sport mods have taken a big boom in our area is because they're well, especially with the USMPA rule set. There's kind of like a oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of like a it's not really a cost cap, but it's like kind of like a it kind of plays down the idea of putting more and more money into it to make the thing better.
Well, what I like is they're sealed motors.
Yeah, that's
That's what I like
see
about
that's
them.
yeah. See, that's what well, two of the engines in our Legend cars, two of the engine types are sealed. So that's the only one that's open is actually the one that's like been around since the beginning of Legend cars. So that one's they're kind of like okay, but it's also the lesser powered of the two,
Yeah,
of the three types.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of spec classes.
Well, then it all comes down to handling,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
it comes down to doping tires and the like the little cheater stuff, not the big cheater stuff that costs a lot of money. Actually, I was just
yeah.
talking
That's
to shout out to him. He's been he's a heck of a guy. He's actually been helping me with the new business stuff. But I race against him. Joe Huffman. I race against him down at Latrobe. Him and his son Tyler, and me and him were talking about the old days because we've actually found out that I thought I didn't know. I obviously I didn't know him, but whenever I first started racing, me and him raced against each other at Marion Center, and I had no idea. I mean, so many different names and faces. You know what I mean that I've raced against over the years. But we were talking about like the old days, and how much it's changed as in to what we used to do to what we're doing now. I mean, just like an example is like so a neon. We'd take an automatic throttle body and put it on there. They're a little bit bigger. We would run if you had we didn't really run headers much, but some guys did because that's real easy to see. But we would do our own porting. We'd port the intakes out. We would do small little stuff like that, and we'd also lock the trannies. I mean, but they caught on to that eventually and ended up jacking them up and seeing how the wheels turn and stuff. Uh, but but yeah, we were just talking about like the little stuff that we used to do, and that's what you would get in the spec classes because that's the 4 cylinder was they were trying to be a spec class, but it was kind of hard as a tech guy with the 4 cylinders. You gotta know a lot. You gotta know all the tricks from the Cavies, the Cobalts, the Hondas, the Acuras, Hondas and Acuras are the same pretty much, but the neons, everything. And then if you have an oddball like a Nissan pull up, you got to know that too. What goes with that. So it's gotten a lot more relaxed now, but it was just funny. We were talking about like the little stuff that we used to do, and how now if you build a car like that, you're gonna get lapped. It was just funny. But yeah, so now I got something here. You guys got anything else before I head in the news?
I
Nothing.
don't.
It was outside of the weekend racing. It was a pretty slow trickle of racing stuff for us in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Tri-State Legend Car Series, a driver got his very first Legend Car win, Casey Holm. That was pretty cool, seeing him get that.
Oh,
People
heck
getting their
yeah.
first win.
Well, congratulations to him. First one's the hardest.
Yeah, he's been working hard. He went to the newer style engine this year and finally got it dialed in and actually he had a bad wreck the very first week out, and he got it all put back together, and uh, they pulled off the victory this weekend.
Nice, nice. Only thing I got is for the SCDRA Northeast. They're going to be at Winchester, Winchester, Virginia. It's going to be this Saturday. It's a one-day show, 2,500 to win, 150 take the green. Um, they got all the information on their Facebook page and on their website. If you need to know anything, they got like the total payout, what they're paying the whole field, um, everything, the registration fee, what time tech starts, all that stuff. I was gonna go through it all, but if
Yeah,
you if you're interested in going and you need some information about that, like I said, they're gonna be in Winchester Speedway in Winchester, Virginia. So it should be a good show. Should be a pretty good show. So, but that's all I got. So, you guys got anything
yeah,
else?
yeah. I do
Well,
have a couple other things. Sorry, Levi. Um, One of our friends from the Chicken Bone Alley podcast, David Rogers, got him a Legend car several months back, and he's been dealing with some problems, and then he finally got it dialed in a few weeks ago, and he finished, I think, fourth, and then a fifth, and then this weekend he went to Dillon Motor Speedway down there in South Carolina, and he got him a podium finish. He finished third, and he got that Blood Eagle Racing podcast sticker on his car, and he uh, he he put it up there on top three, so that was pretty cool. And also, I sent some stickers out to this junior limited modified class down there in Texas at the track I used to go to when I lived in Texas, at Heart of Texas Speedway. And guy I graduated with, Jeff Sexton, he's kind of handing out stickers for me and everything like that. And they had a little drawing for anybody that was running our sticker and stuff like that. And uh, Cale Black won the money that they were putting up for that, running our sticker and stuff like that. And so they hopefully they'll start following us like that, and maybe we can do some more things for them out there and grow this podcast and help them with their series too and upcoming drivers. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, whenever you were telling me about that, it definitely glad to be on board with that. And like I said, you'll have to get a hold of one of them, and we'll have to see which one. Cause I don't think you whenever we talked, I don't think you said if you did or not. But we'll have to get one of them on
No,
the
not yet.
podcast, or what I mean, what the yeah, get them in on as a guest there. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna try
do
to get
have.
one of. I'm sorry, Levi. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Oh
go ahead,
my
go ahead,
god,
go.
no, yeah,
No, I was just gonna say
just
I'm gonna
keep
try
cutting
to.
them off. Just keep cutting them off, Cal.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to get one of them the last weekend of this month, because next weekend um, I'm gonna be coming in out of town and uh, from the Bailey's Miss Ohio
That's right.
pageant. So
That's right.
I don't
I
know if we'll have time enough to do a call and everything. So I was just gonna push it back till the next week, or unless we can call them during the week this week, maybe
yeah.
we can go ahead and get it uh, recorded, and then all we got to do is put it in there on the weekend. When you do the uh, editing and stuff like that. But go ahead, Levi. I'm not gonna cut you off anymore. I'm done.
You sure?
Oh, okay, so yeah, now I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I
cut
see.
Levi
There he
off here.
goes. I got to say something. You sure? No, I was gonna
No, no.
say.
What I was gonna say is,
No, one thing we do have coming up in the area is this upcoming Friday at Muller Raceway Park is the 1,000 to win Legend Car race. I believe they're paying 100 through the rest of the field. Um, that race is coming up. You got to look up Muller to find more details on it. But that's going to be. I'm hoping that's shaping up to be a pretty good show. I'm actually keeping myself out of the driver's seat. I'm actually going up to help out with any pit work or infield work or anything else like that, just to be able to help out the series and give them another helping hand. Hope for a good show.
I think I saw something on that, Levi, that somebody else is adding some money to it as well to make it even bigger.
Yeah, yeah. They added. I believe it was like $200 to the top. It was spread out among the top four, so it was an extra $50 bump to the top four positions. I believe.
Is that what it was?
I
Okay.
I may be wrong, but I believe that's what I read too. And now that you say that, I remember reading that
Yeah,
up.
who posted that on Facebook? Was that Tri-State Legend Car Series? Because I just looked at their page and I didn't see it. But
I think so, but I think it is Tyler Scott's
Tyler
relation.
Scott. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll look at Tyler Scott.
it's his. It's some of his relatives that's putting that pay bump up, which I know one of them. I don't know if not sure of the actual relation, but she's the one that's been making a lot of the like the wood art and stuff like that that's been given out as trophies. And
Yeah, she's been doing an awesome job with those
yeah,
trophies.
Yeah,
but yeah,
so
that's coming up this upcoming Friday.
sweet. Levi, you got the sponsors handy?
Yes, I do. I'm learning.
Well, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. We like to thank Cliffbird Chassis, First Guardian, Southern Ohio Speed, Scioto Smiles, Texas Auto Ranch, NK Tuning, and TL General Labor for helping us out with the podcast. And if anyone listening would like to become one of our sponsors, get a hold of us, and we'll make sure to get you either on the cars or on the website or on Facebook page and give you a shout out, and uh, we'll keep the ball rolling.
Or all the above. We'll put it on
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, we'll
That's-
do
If
anything.
anybody wants to sponsor anything, we'll do it. We'll do whatever. If you want it on a car, we'll put it on a car.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, for sure. But all right, that's it for this week's podcast. We appreciate everybody tuning in for sure, and we will catch everybody next week.
worldwide.